Welcome to ThoughtSwift's Billing Guide. My name is Rebecca Varnado. I'm the Senior Customer Experience Manager here at the ThoughtSwift Home Office. In case you're not aware of our program, we offer two products, an electronic health assessment and a Medicare annual wellness visit. These assessments are done on an iPad. Providers utilize ThoughtSwift for increased patient care, to meet federal mandates to perform preventive measures, for litigation protection, and for revenue enhancement. This is only a guide. We will give you the best information that we have available, but you as billers will understand that there are variances between billing situations and even between payers as to what ICD-10 codes may be used for CPT code and even what modifier combinations are accepted. Our program is intended to be utilized with commercial payers and with Medicare. If you do choose to try to bill out to Medicaid, TRICARE, or workman's comp plans, you do so at your own risk. We are not able to provide much support there, and those types of denials are also not eligible for any bill credits. Here are the codes that we utilize in the ThoughtSwift program. The top three on the left-hand column here are the annual wellness visit codes. The G0442, G0444, and 96103 are utilized for the EHA. It's important that you make sure that these are available in your EHR or in your super bill. We have preventive codes that we utilize and E&M codes. The preventive codes should be covered by commercial payers and Medicare. There are some exceptions to that rule with some grandfathered plans, but it is very rare, whereas the E&M codes may actually be subject to patient responsibility. For the screenings, the Z13.89 will be utilized. That'll be for the G0444 and G0442. The annual wellness visit codes will get a Z00.00 or 0.01, depending on whether or not any abnormalities were discovered in that visit. For 96103, there are over 600 allowable ICD-10 codes. The good news is our program will help uncover suggestions for that code. So for instance, if a patient answers, yes, I drink caffeine, then our result will show an indication of F15.90, which is other stimulant use. That'll actually be one of the most common that pops up. Here are the codes utilized for tobacco counseling. Pretty self-explanatory as far as your nicotine dependence range. For obesity counseling, you'll have your E codes. Also allowable are the BMI range codes over 30. Here's an example of how to bill an EHA for Medicare. You'll have your office visit with no modifier and 59s on all the rest. For AWV, we always suggest that you utilize the End of Life Counsel or Advanced Care Planning 99497, and you will just need to use a modifier 33 there. In this situation, the cost sharing is waived for the end of life planning when it is done with an annual wellness visit. It's important to know when not to bill the EHA, and you'll simply not do that with another preventive visit, like an annual physical or a well woman's exam. The reason for that is you'll see that they'll be bundled. These preventive codes will be inclusive to a preventive visit. Also, 96103 will incur a copay. There'll be patient responsibility there, and the patient was not expecting that on their annual physical or preventive visit. Same thing for Medicare. The annual wellness visit is preventive in nature, so do not do an EHA on the same day. The EHA is a great follow-up tool to an AWV. Our top 5 billing mistakes are failure to apply the modifiers. You will always need modifiers when you're doing other codes in addition to your office visit. Failure to put those on will result in a denial. Wrong or missing ICD-10 codes. A very common mistake is to utilize the Z13.89, which is for screenings, to utilize that for 96103, which is not allowable. failure to use all 3 codes for the EHA, failure to utilize the counseling codes that are available, and that very common mistake of doing the EHA along with a preventive visit. If you'll avoid those common mistakes, you'll be doing really well. Lastly, in order to make this work, we've got to communicate and work together. We do require either view-only access or a weekly billing report showing how you're billing these claims out. The reason for that is that we want to catch any mistakes before it becomes a very burdensome, large amount of claims to correct. This piece is also necessary to be eligible for our ThoughtSwift promise, those bill credits that we'll go over here in a moment. We also ask that you research the codes, the policies, and get familiar with the patterns that you will be uncovering. So long as we work together, we will do fine. I've mentioned our ThoughtSwift promise a couple times through this presentation, and the basic thing to understand is that we want to make sure that our program is profitable for your practice. Any denials are eligible for a bill credit on the next month's bill, so long as we do have that access to the EHR or a billing report. We do want to see EOBs so we can make suggestions on how to rebill that claim. You are required to actually follow those suggestions, and if it is still denied after that, you would be eligible for that bill credit. And finally, of course, that there's no past due debt to ThoughtSwift, that you keep your bill up to date. So that is it in a nutshell. If you have any questions at all, feel free to refer to our A300 billing guideline that is sent to you in your welcome packet via email. Feel free to reach out to your ThoughtSwift representative or contact us here at the home office. Thanks so much for your time today. Have a great day.